switch channels. Nappily Ever After, y'all. Did y'all watch that?
I did.
Yes.
Okay. You enjoyed it.
I did.
First thoughts. Just when you just first heard about it, what did you think?
The first thing I thought was about time.
Really? Because I was like, okay. Well, my first two thoughts when I heard about the movie was, how many movies is Sanaa Lathan going to make where she's just like unsure of herself? She's just a caterpillar and she gets, I mean, I like her and I still gonna watch her movies, but how many movies is she gonna make where she's just like unsure of herself, and then she's a caterpillar, she turns into this beautiful butterfly and she's confident and self-assured woman. That's what I was like, damn, how many is she gonna do like that? Mm-hmm. And then my second thought was, these type of movies are still necessary.
Yeah, they are.
Like that was mine. Are you saying that from a
I'm
like,
saying it
on the background or from a viewer standpoint?
Both.
Okay, because people in the industry will say that type of stuff. My friend Monique, she's in the industry and stuff, and she's all about diversity and stuff like that when it comes to like film and stuff like that or whatever. But I don't think about it on that end. I'm not in that industry, so. But I was like, it's still necessary for these type of movies to be made.
When you say necessary, where are you coming from with it?
My thing is, I will say this: I live in a bubble. I will say that, but I just feel like at this point, like in the movie, Sanaa Lathan is supposed to be like 37, and it's like you're still
Career
like at this point, like, and it wasn't even about her profession; it was her. I could see if people are having issues with their hair because of work, but personally, you're 37. You were in this natural movement. I'm 33, so like,
I don't
you're
think the
just
natural movement has a age range at this point. It's just kind of.
But my thing is, people. I feel like women in our age group are the ones that kind of like brought us back around. So yeah, you see like older women with natural hair, but my mom has natural hair. But when I went through it, it was like.
I think it went through those phases where it's like natural, and then everybody's got to get the perm or have to have it straightened, and then we're just going back through the cycle of natural.
I think now it's people are embracing natural, but they're not opposed to perm. Like I think maybe before it was like one or the other. Now it's like you can do either way, but like, why don't you try this too? Embracing who you really are type thing. But that was my thing. I was like, it's still necessary.
But okay, so y'all feel that just because somebody has gone natural that they found themselves?
Well, based on this movie.
Yeah.
Based on this movie, that's kind of how it was.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm talking totally just like based on the movie.
Okay.
Like in there, like she had to go through all this, cut her hair off and everything to really just be like, who am I?
Yeah. Yeah, I think sister has some.
What you got to say, girl? What
I mean, for me, like, initially, before she cut her hair off or whatever, I want to see women in general get to a place where they're not letting a man push them into overdrive to want to do anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand that a lot of women want to be married. You know that I do not want to be married. I've told you this before. So for me, like how she just automatically assumed by everything that she thought she was doing right, that this man was going to propose to her.
Right.
So when he did not, her whole world came tumbling down.
But I thought that was coming from her mom more so.
It was a mixture of both.
Yeah.
I remember my friend girls, you know, after a bad breakup, they would go cut their hair off or get a shorter hairdo or something just to
change it up.
Yeah. They felt like they were like shedding skin by doing
weight,
that.
shedding.
Yeah.
You need a rebirth that time.
Yeah.
After something.
Exactly.
Yeah, I totally understand that. I feel kind of like how you feel about
Talking about me or Eva.
You with the whole Sanaa Lathan and her characters, because it was stereotypical to me for her in the beginning.
Followed her to know that. So.
Well, if you think Love and Basketball,
right?
She was a young girl, unsure. I mean, like she was young and she wasn't popular, and her best friend was popular as a boy, and he was messing with Gabrielle Union, who was the it girl. So she kind of went through like, oh, you really do like me? I thought we all kind of went through that. But then what's the movie with Taye Diggs?
The Best Man, part 1, she was like, brown sugar is you're talking about.
That's what I'm talking about.
Brown sugar. Mm-hmm.
She was kind of like a little.
Okay.
At times she was unsure. She always make a face.
Yeah.
And I just see her making this scrunched up face, cute face.
Yeah, she's beautiful.
I just see that. I don't know. I'm uncomfortable face. And then like
something new. I was just about to say that. Same thing.
It was all this.
What am I gonna do?
Her family was so. Just big in the black community, and I get all that or whatever. And, I understand working for the man. I gotta go slave working for the man. I understand that narrative, but even in that movie, it was just like.
And he was a construction worker, and they had a problem with that. See, every role that she's played has been kind of uppity, or I need to keep a certain front. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And I got the same thing from Nappily Ever After.
Because having to be presentable.
Right.
Yeah. But see, speaking from
speaking
from a personal point of view, I grew up having to go get my hair done every Friday after school. I was at the beauty shop.
Every 2 weeks I was there.
I didn't let my mom cut my hair, comb my hair, touch my hair, or anything. So I had to go to the beauty shop because it was so long, and I just couldn't take anybody just doing it. Mm-hmm. So coming from that point of view in the movie, where it's like you had to be this, you had to be that, I related to that. Mm-hmm. Because of so many different events that we were in as kids, it was just like always being on stage doing something. It was always being the leader to set the ground for the other kids to follow when leading for different groups and things. I can't think of them off the top of my head.
Sorry.
But yeah, I've always had to be that person to be presentable in that manner. Mm-hmm. So that's why I could relate to the beginning of the movie, where it's like,
well, okay.
To me, there ain't nothing wrong with presenting yourself in a certain type of way. To me, there's a time and place for everything, regardless of who you are. Mm-hmm. But I felt like, her being distraught after she got the puppy opposed to the ring, and well, I guess it is, and I understand that. I understand it, but the whole thing that I got out of it, the best part of the whole movie to me, is because I like people that are raw and uncut. That little girl at 10
was feeling herself.
Knew who the fuck she was at 10.
She did.
Do you know how hard that is for young girls at 10? How hard it is at 35?
We just get to that point with a little 10-year-old.
Do you hear me? Do you hear me? Mm-hmm. And that was the part that stood out the most in the movie. And then when Sanaa Lathan was crying to her mom about when she fell in the pool or whatever it was when she was young. So that broke her spirit at that age, which caused her to have psychological issues on certain things, certain triggers for her as a grown-ass woman. A lot of people have to go through therapy and things of these natures to get past that shit. But this girl at 10, I thought it was so beautiful that at 10 she was like...
And you see
but
some
her father had a lot to do with that, because that's what he was installing in her.
Exactly. And they don't show very many films where the dad has a major impact on the point of view from their daughter. My daddy did. I took on all of his characteristics for the most part. We spent a lot of time together, just the two of us, when I was small. So that whole thing to me was that at 10 she already knew who she was. I'm not going to make any compromising on it, and I'm only 10.
But she almost had a little not a breaking point, but there was a moment where somebody got to her, Sanaya, when they were in the beauty shop, and the girl was like that mess on her head or whatever. And so she kind of felt that. I felt like the little girl. It was one of those moments where I had when I was on the street, like I was upset with myself, and this is my fault. But then I was like, fuck that. Yeah. I thought that little girl went through that moment at the beauty shop.
But what human won't, though? What human won't, whether you're man or woman. I think that it's more magnified when the woman is going through the changes opposed to the male. But what person doesn't? You know what I'm saying? But that little girl, she still she had moments in the film where she, you know, was probably questioning certain things, but for the most part, she had a very take it or leave it personality. I loved it. You know, I thought that was great because if other little kids so happen to watch that, you know, here she is 10, like Sanaa Lathan said, and already confident.
She questioned herself, but she still knows herself and knows better. Okay, so I call this I felt that. We already kind of discussed some things that just really kind of resonated with us and hit us and everything, but like there were a couple things that just like I felt it. Like you already said, going to the beauty shop every Sunday.
Friday.
Well, I went to the beauty shop we went every other week, but I remember Sunday morning before church, sitting in the kitchen, my mama going with that hot comb.
With the hot comb.
Blowing.
Yeah.
I was like, I felt that.
Yeah.
When Sanaa Lathan's hair fell out in that sink bowl, I felt that. My sophomore year, because I learned how to do my hair, I learned how to perm my hair. And me and my friend Megan used to do her hair. She permed my hair, and I was learning how to do mine. So I was always had fresh. My bob was always fresh. We were in the dorm room, in the sink, in the laundry room, and my hair started falling out, coming out. She was like, "I'm not doing your hair no more."
Overprocessing.
Yes. So when her hair came out, I didn't scream, but it was just like, ugh. I fixed it to where you couldn't see the edges and stuff, but my hair was falling out. I was like, I felt that. And then like her mom's reaction to her head being bald, I felt that too, because now my mama didn't pass out, but she did scream. Like I felt that, but I feel like part of that, some of that was shock, but the other part, I feel like the first part of it was I had asked her for some money to get my hair done. So she put some money in my account to get my hair done, and when I came home I didn't have none. So she was like, "Where my money at?" Because I sent your brother to the barbershop with $12 to get a full cut. I just gave you $50, and you ain't got no hair. So I know part of that was like, "Where's my money?" And then the other part was like, "I can't believe you cut your hair off." So like I felt those 3 areas. I felt that, like I knew exactly what was happening in that scene. I felt it. What hit you?
My hair fell out before when I dyed it all the way blonde. I was going through some changes, and I let a white lady do it, and I had a perm, and it was terrible. I had to go completely bald, almost not bald where no hair at all, but probably
Peach
this
fuzz.
much could fit in the curl. And I was in 2006.
Peach fuzz. Did you feel something? Did something just hit you right here in your soul?
When she was shaving her head out, because I was thinking, next week I'm doing my big chop. So for me, that's kind of difficult because I've always had the long hair. That's what I'm accustomed to. But at this point in my life, it's just, I'm just going to start over.
A big chop. I cut my hair, but I didn't
tried
go through
to transition and grow it out.
I just woke up and was like, I'm cutting my hair off today. I just know it was around Larry's birthday. So it was like in September or early October. My first picture I have is like a month later because I was going to the club. Like my hair had grown out. It was still low, but it had grown out. So I got a drink in my hand. But I will say there's another part that I felt. It was when she was shaving her hair off in the mirror and she's crying and stuff. Now, my experience with cutting my hair off, it was after something traumatic. It did happen, and the traumatic experience did happen with the man. But it was a week or some months after that or whatever. But the situation was still within me. Like I was still hurt by it, or I still felt it. Anyway, but I can remember when the situation with this man blew up. There were plenty of times I was in the mirror crying like that because my world had came to an end. So I wasn't shaving my hair off, but her just being lost, hopeless, or just feeling bad about herself, like her
face.
sorrow. I was like, that was me when that stuff happened. So like, I felt that moment, but I wasn't shaving my head off. Y'all watch the movie. It's in segments. First segment is Atlanta 1993. So like Violet, she's saying that she was a reflection of her mother, and that her mother made sure she was just as good as all the upper middle class white kids and things. And that's where we see her jumping in the pool for the first time. But and then her mother always making sure she was like well groomed, a proper young lady. She was always dressed well, and she taught her the proper way to speak inside and outside or whatever. But like my mama taught me how to be a proper young lady. I just don't feel like being one right now. She taught me I was taught to be a proper young lady, and even now I can tell when she's listening to my podcast because she'll text me a thesis. She sent me one a couple weeks ago, and she was like, "Erin, I just really feel like, and you should be able to articulate yourself a lot better, and all this person. But I love you."
This is still ongoing between my mom and I. I remember even when I was 8 years old, she used to send me back in the house. I could not get in the car unless I had my earrings on, my lip gloss on, my purse in my hand. And it's just like, why do I need all this stuff? She's like, you're a lady, go get your stuff. So it's like, and I fought the whole way. Kicking, screaming, don't need this, don't want this, all the way from the room back to the car. Nice. But she did not let me in that car until I had everything on to be presentable.
Do you do that?
No.
You don't? No, I will not leave the house without my earrings or lipstick. And I will, this is how you know we're friends. I've said this before, but, well, no. I've always said, like, I either try on your wedding ring or something like that. But if I don't hit you with a, why you look regular today? Where your earrings at?
Now I keep in mind to where I'm going.
Plenty of times I be like, where your lipstick at? Why are you in mid conversation? Amelia, you can be talking to me like, girl, what's going on? Girl, wait a minute, where your lipstick? That's how you came out the house? Where you going?
My mom said it just like that too.
Does she look stank when she do it?
Yeah. It's like, baby, no.
But like I just like her mom put a lot on her, and what killed me in the straighten segment of the movie when she woke up early to do her hair. She woke up early to do her hair before her boyfriend woke up so that she can look naturally made up. And then her mama came over at 5 a.m. to press her hair. Mm-hmm. That is ridiculous.
Well, what about men who don't like for their women to wear the silk scarf wraps when they go to sleep?
He must have been with white women who does that. That's we have to do that to take care of our hair. Exactly. This is how it's gonna be. I will say this: the only time I was presentable when I went to bed, when I first was like staying in a guy's room or a guy stayed with me like in college and stuff, like I may be presentable, you know. Then you know, go to sleep, brush my teeth, go to sleep with a fresh stick of gum in my mouth. So when I wake up, it's like chomp, chomp, and good morning, and we're talking and stuff. Right, things like that.
Okay,
so that's what I did. I'm gonna say, I know I did that with Larry. It was a couple times when I would be in Larry's dorm room, and I would have gum in my mouth when I went to bed. So when I wake up in the morning, you know.
Yeah.
When it refresh.
Okay, then, bro.
But yeah, like that was ridiculous. Like, who told her to do that though?
But see, her mama had to be feeling a certain type of way about herself to instill those things into her daughter.
Well, the auntie or somebody at the birthday party was like, they used to call your mama, I don't know, Willie Mae or something. You remember that part?
I don't know if I remember.
That was and her mama was like, shut up. Like don't tell me.
But
okay,
yeah. See them high and mighty ones though. Them normally the ones with the most skeletons and shit. That's exactly. I mean, like, yeah.
But so they don't want to talk about how they used to go get the pig feet.
Right. I just don't understand. What? How did I get into her head that she has to wake?
You have to be presentable at all times.
You're not being real though, and that's what he said. You're not being real.
Thank you.
Your hair had to be laid. Black women unless they mix, and even if they mix, look at their roots. Their hair we don't wake up like that. Your hair being straight unless it's braids.
I know just my personal experience, and I think if you're a real person, this is how you're gonna feel. I think that the more of yourself that you are, whether it's raw and uncut, everybody might not get on the team, but I think the majority is going to get on the team, because even though we live in a shallow society, I still feel like just being your natural self is enough for the right people. You know what I'm saying? You never want to train your kids up to think that they got to go through all these hoops and stuff like that.
I also don't feel like he respected her.
The boyfriend, know her.
The first boyfriend. I agree.
And the reason why, once again, the breath. She woke up, did her hair at 5 a.m. Her mama came over, did her hair at 5 a.m. She gets back in the bed, lays there perfectly. Okay. waits for him to wake up. Hey, good morning, baby. They immediately start having sex, kissing hard in the mouth. She didn't respect herself, and he didn't respect her. Because if your breath is that damn funky, you not gonna let nobody breathe in your mouth, your face like that.
Yeah.
If you got respect for yourself, and you with a man, and he like that, just wrong in the mouth, first thing in the morning, y'all deep tongue kissing and all that stuff, breathing hard and stuff like that, you gonna be like, whoa, brother.
Yeah.
Don't disrespect me like that.
Yeah.
Don't disrespect me. And if you accept that type of stuff, you don't respect yourself. You don't love yourself.
She done hit me with some new stuff. Oh Lord.
But he had red flags. Why he didn't pay attention to him?
He didn't care. He didn't. That's what I'm saying. Like, he did not care. The reason why I feel like this is because if I just sit here and just pass gas right here, I could care less if y'all smell it in a stink.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care about you right now.
I care.
I don't care. So that's what I'm saying. I care about y'all, so I'm gonna hold to see y'all leave. I don't have gas right now, but I'm just saying though, like, don't sit. Me and Larry, we don't talk to each other in the morning. We talk to the side. We get up in the morning, we go running. Mm-hmm. Larry, I'm lazy with I get up and go run, but I'm lazy. Larry be at it, so he get done before me. And when we kiss, we both be breathing hard. Get them next to each other, we both stop breathing. Kiss to the side. I see you in the house.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do that. We've been together for a long time. And married. We still don't breathe each other's face like that. No, from the back.
Yeah.
Breathing in the morning. Or to the side. For real.
I'm not gonna play with this guy. Oh man.
He didn't respect her anyway. But I forgot how much straight hair can control your whole entire life.
Mm-hmm.
She was checking like weather forecast and everything to see if she could eat outside for the day. How much her secretary was doing.
Okay, I can relate. Not really take the forecast, but when you get that fresh perm,
that fresh body wrap.
I just forgot
fresh
how
body
much straight hair can control your life. It affects your workout schedule. If you hanging out. But like straight permed hair or pressed hair, I feel more than anything. I just forgot how much it can control every aspect.
Nobody's trying to go to the gym and sweat out a fresh body wrap.
Okay, another segment of the movie was weave. And it was basically, what really kind of got me there, and this section is really where her relationship fell apart.
Mm-hmm.
Her hair had fell out in the sink at the hair salon. She gets this brand new weave. She goes to dinner. She gets a dog.
This is the blonde weave? Or was that her hair?
No,
I think that was a weave.
It was okay. She gets the dog instead of an engagement ring and everything. And that's what she tells Clint, her boyfriend. I thought we were going to get engaged. And he was like, he said, because I will marry you at this moment, you're saying it's over. And she was like, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I get her on some, I get her with that. I've had a conversation
with her. But how long have they been dating?
2 years. Now, 2 years is little to me.
It is.
To me.
I get her on some level.
Yeah. To me.
Where you are on that age spectrum.
Because did they live together? I couldn't.
He had stuff over there. I don't know if they live together. But the other thing is, did they have those conversations?
See, that's what I was trying to figure out. How did she get to this place that she knew this man was going to propose on her birthday? I can't understand.
Well, she found a Tiffany box. She found a Tiffany ring box.
Yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm, so that's, but still though, did y'all ever have conversations about marriage? Do people get married without having conversations about getting married? I
don't think so. No. Yeah, I don't think so.
I have a guy friend who went on a date recently, and I asked him, said, well, he's divorced, but at this point in his life, I said, are you going to ask the hard questions? And he goes, Eva, what do you consider hard questions? I'm thinking like, what's your credit score? What's this and what's that? He goes, oh, those are easy questions.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, well, what's the hard questions? And he starts naming off some things. I think one of them was like, oh, Lord. Give me one.
Shit, I don't know.
Shit, I don't know what I'm trying to say.
I think one of them was, what's your credit score? What type of debt do you have? How much are you in debt?
I would think those are the hard questions.
Yeah, that's what I would think.
He said those were the easy questions.
Maybe when you get to certain levels in life, certain questions become harder, others become easy.
at this point, I think for him being divorced and with 2 kids, he pretty much knew where he was going and what he wanted.
That's probably why that was easy
because it was
because he's already been through it.
Yeah.
But on the first date, where do you get to the point where you ask somebody what's your credit score like?
I mean, you're trying to see what it's going to be. Is this even, I mean,
are we even compatible?
Yeah.
So have those type questions up
instead of asking what's your sign, just what's your credit score.
Yeah.
Am I trying to go into debt for you? You ain't that cute. Okay, so when she got her blonde hair, okay.
Hold on, before we go any further.
Okay.
What is for y'all, what do you think too long of a period of dating is before the man pops the question? What is too long?
I was gonna leave Larry.
I would think after 3 years, if you're not already talking about heading in that direction, if you're in the 4th year still talking, then you need to.
Yeah.
If it gets to 4 years, definitely.
Because do y'all believe
I would never date somebody as long as I did. If Blair never ever split, God forbid, But I would not ever. And I tell girls all the time, do not be with a man for this long.
Yeah. If you haven't already.
Don't be in La La Land.
Yeah.
Do you think that if they don't pop the question after a certain period of time, that they don't really want to be married, or what do you? Because they mature different, slower.
At that point, I'm questioning what are your motives.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Because I feel like I can only speak on my experiences and things like that. I feel like people get content with the way things are, and like, I know I love you, I know we're gonna be together, so yeah. I think sometimes it gets like that. You just get content and things, and it does take somebody else to be like, what are we really doing here?
Yeah.
Or I like that, I guess in a sense she had standards, because she was like, I want a family and I want kids and I want, I want a husband. So, but I think she's been unrealistic about some things like that. I believe they talked about marriage and stuff. And the fact that you go to bed and then waking up before getting your hair pressed and getting back in bed.
That's crazy to me.
Yeah. But 4 years, definitely, to answer your question, I feel like that should be it. Like, you should know what's up.
Yeah, after that long.
Like, the taxi driver, like, after she got her heart broken, was such an asshole to her. She got in the car and she was just kind of like rambling, going on like, maybe I just, he just probably was just using me until he got out of his residency because he was trying to be a doctor and stuff. And like, the taxi driver was like, well, did he beat you? Did he hit you? So you just want to go put a gun to his head because your feelings hurt? Like, you don't have to, like, there's nothing wrong with breaking up with somebody because you're disappointed. Because you've been disrespected. Like, you don't have to be emotionally abused, physically abused, or somebody cheat on you for you to break up with them. Like,
right. So, but you feel like she was disrespected by him not asking her to marry, but not asking to marry her, or what?
I'm saying the taxi driver was an asshole for thinking she's tripping, or it's not that big a deal because he didn't cheat on her, or because he didn't beat her. He was just like, he hurt your feelings?
Yeah.
But shoot, why would you be with somebody that hurts your feelings? All I'm saying is, like, there's nothing wrong with leaving a relationship or ending a friendship or something because, people don't respect you. Yeah. And they do things that hurt you or whatever. Anyway.
I would think that'd be the reason to leave because they don't. Because they disrespect you.
I would say I feel like those type of breakups are harder than somebody cheating or than somebody getting beat.
And those type of taxi cab driver must be the one in his relationship that's doing all the abusing for him to think it's okay.
Well, I just think people are just like that. I don't think you necessarily have to be an abuser to think, oh, but he didn't really even do nothing to you.
So some people, because look at men who think because they provide
that they're the head of the household type.
Just because you pay the bill.
Or I can still go out in these streets and do what I want to do as long as I'm taking care of home. That's bullshit. Right. That's bullshit.
You got food on the table.
Right.
Like, I'm taking care of you. So
that's not taking care of you. That's just
for some women it is.
And men are taught to provide for their family. They're not really.
Do they really teach men how to provide for family?
That's what I'm saying though. Men are taught to provide in the sense of money,
right,
and protecting. like, this is mine, don't touch it.
Mm-hmm.
But are they really taught to, like, nurture
Right.
and care and communicate and, you know, that type of thing? Like, there's other ways of taking care of your family.
It is. Right. Right. Because I prefer emotional taken care of opposed to I want it all, but I don't want you to think that your money is enough to keep
for anything else that you should be providing.
Right. That you can do what the fuck you want to do as long as you paying something.
You really just seem you just be killing me because you'll come on some like very spiritual, intellectual, counselor type shit, and then be like, "But bitch, I will fuck you up if you."
I'm just showing both sides.
Earlier, she was counseling, and like, you need to get to know yourself and this and that.
I'm just giving both sides. That's all I'm
saying. Don't get it twisted,
right? Because you know.
Now, like her, like I said earlier, like what I really felt was her mom's reaction. Mm-hmm. Like my family and Larry was my boyfriend at the time. They did not react well to me cutting my hair off. Like, and then even just general public, like people either they didn't acknowledge it, which means they didn't like it or they just didn't care, or they did acknowledge it, which means they didn't like it and they told me, or they did like it and they told me. But like my family was not. They were not for my hair. I actually would have kept it short, peach fuzz, a lot longer had they not been so devastated. My mom was on this whole thing like it was like my hair was like an investment, all the time and money she spent into taking care of my hair. And I'm like, well, thanks, but I mean, like,
yeah. See, that's the type of reaction I'm expecting. My family is going to be shocked when they see my hair. But you like grown now.
I did when I was like 22.
There's so much.
And then like my mom was also saying something about like a reflection of the family. This was years ago. I can't really remember. But I was just like, reflection? What am I doing this bad other than like
cutting hair,
rocking my hair and being cool with it?
Yeah.
You know? But anyway, my family did not have a good reaction. Mary, you natural?
Mm-mm. I don't get perms often, but I'm not natural.
Because I can't tell, because you normally have like a bun, like right now you got braids, but like you normally have a bun, but it's like
I normally have a bun when my hair is extremely nappy. I normally have a bun.
Your hair don't even look like it can get like legit nappy.
It can.
You mix with something?
Boo, I'm all the way African, baby. All the way, honey.
Now, did you tell your family that you're cutting your hair off?
No,
Eva?
I haven't told it.
See, I didn't. They all thought. My mom thought. No, Larry did too. Larry was trying not to cuss me out because when I went to bed, I looked like Monica. No, when he went to work, I looked like Monica, and when he came home, I looked like him. So,
girl, you is crazy.
So like, he was trying not to cuss me out, and then but like I didn't tell them. My mama thought this was just like some just random thing I did. Like I said, like months prior to that, I had this traumatic experience. They didn't like it. They thought it was just all of a sudden. But I always thought I would cut my hair off as an adult, maybe around the age I am now. Mm-hmm. I didn't think it would be when I was sitting in art class and I was like, let me call up this dude real quick so I can get my hair cut. But I will say this, because of that, I did tell everybody I was getting locks. And Larry was not my fiance then, but I was like, and I was living in Shreveport, he was living in Monroe, and I was just like, I'm just letting you know I'm going to the beauty shop. He's like, for what? Because I ain't been. And I was like, well, I'm getting locks. So I'm not asking you. I'm letting you know so we won't have the same issues we had before. And I did the same to my mama. I'm not asking you. I'm just telling you. Mm-hmm. But yeah, nobody ever likes my hair when I first change it. But then, girl, Larry was all up in my afro when it grew out. Girl, now he be twisting all the locks.
Men in their hair.
We twisting all the locks. Girl, we can't stay out there. You know, they say, like, your strength and power and stuff comes from your hair.
My grandmother says that all the time.
Yeah. Who was it? Was it Samson? When he lost all his strength? It was Samson in the Bible.
When they cut his hair?
Yeah. Well, like, did y'all notice Violet? Like, she just, like, they thought she was a cancer patient. She was walking around sad, slumped over. She had her hair tied up in that scarf.
In that scarf, yeah.
Like, she lost all confidence.
She did, because she was used to compliments every day, all day, smiles, people giving you extra when you look pretty or a certain way according to them. So when all of that's gone, it's kind of like, what am I doing wrong? You know,
Right.
why haven't I gotten this before? You know, what changed? And it's like, is it me? But for her hair brought attention to everything else. It was her eye catcher, I guess.
But see, like, my thing was like, she was the person who changed. Like, nobody else did. Like,
Right.
you're the one walking around with your head down.
Yeah.
That's what nobody's know.
Yeah, she was the one. It wasn't everybody
I remember
else.
the scene where she was walking by the janitor in the yard, and he never looked up.
Well, see, before that, she was sashaying everywhere, throwing her sweater around, throwing her bag around, like
So it's like, hey, look
smiling
at
at
me.
everybody, just, you know, yes, I'm this ad exec and I be killing it, you know, look at me in my pink outfit. She goes through, and I understand
She did go from bright colors to just
like
neutral colors.
even if you got neutral, and I understand, like, she cut her hair off because she went through this experience. So I understand, like, her cutting her hair off, and when I was just like, I'm just doing it because I feel like it, and I'm still gonna rock it and be cute. I don't care what my mama gotta say, are two different things. I understand that, but she changed, and she felt like, if nobody notices me no more, but girl, that's you. Pick your head up. You gotta pick your head up with everything. Like, have your moment.
Yeah. That's normal.
I think,
pick your head up.
Having that moment.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Having your moment, living in it, going through it, learning, and grow from it.
Yeah, and that's it. But you can't let praise or criticism get to you, because you're gonna have moments where the crowd is not cheering you on.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So that you got to keep on going. That's why it's very important for you to pump your own self up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And to surround yourself with people who are genuinely going to pump you up. You know what I'm saying? Like, have you ever been around people and when you leave them you feel just full of life, and then you get around certain people that they bring your entire aura down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's really, it was all in her head, because outside of her hair she didn't know who she was. Right. You know what I'm saying? So that's where it all came from.
And that's so crazy that, like, we put so much into one aspect. In this movie, Nappily Ever After, it was her hair that gave her all the power, all the strength, all the confidence and stuff. But we just put so much into one thing, and once we don't have it, it's just like, dang, who am I?
But it was false confidence, though. Because if you choose one aspect of yourself, what if she would have lost it because she was sick and she got cancer? You know, now how do you feel? You know, this is out of your control. Do you feel less of whatever you were feeling initially, and this is something that you can't even control? You know what I'm saying? So putting all of it in one aspect, like, that's not good. You gotta, because all of us are whole human beings, and we all got shit that come with us. True. So you gotta just take the good with the bad and keep going.
I'm waiting for your slicer, because you always say something real hot, like, because I wish a motherfucker would try me. I'm just waiting on.
No, I ain't got that.
Oh, but try me. I stay ready.
Ready, boo.
But, like, okay, so at the end, she figures, I mean, you know, she's loving her new hair, you know, and runs into Clint. He sees this whole new side of her, and, like, she just drops everything. She drops the new guy, and she goes back to him, and I was just sitting here like, really? Like, what happened in these months for you to just be like, I'm back with him? Y'all still don't know each other.
That's why she was comfortable. We tend to run back to the things that we're more comfortable with.
But they still didn't know each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, there was all they did was have sex. It was probably amazing sex in the shower. It's always good in the shower. And they got back together. You just see this new haircut thing, and you see her, you walk in on her in the house dropping a load with the dog, and you just like, oh, this is a new side. You don't even know the new Violet with the new hair. And then, like, Violet still didn't really know who she was. So how y'all gonna be together? Y'all don't know each other, and then you don't know yourself. I was like, God damn, aren't y'all like grown?
Yep.
You're like 37. So loving who you truly are. Like, that's kind of how the movie ended to me. Just like figuring out who you are and loving who you truly are. Eva, like, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, I've learned to let a lot of things go and not really focus on other people's opinions as much. Because I'm to the point where throughout life, I've already given you what I have to offer. If it's not good enough, I'm not going to deal with you, period.
Come on, no.
So it's like, what is it going to take to build me, my circle, things that I want, what's in my reach that I can change. So that's what I'm working on. And I can kind of relate, because this big chop for me is like more than just starting over with my hair. I just want to do it my way. Like, not with somebody's perception of, is it straight, or how long is it, or, you know, is it presentable for work? You know,
that's always the thing, girl. When I got this undercut, like, my husband loves like that I'm creative and stuff like that. But he is that guy. He's like, he all about that paycheck. He all about don't do shit that's gonna get you fired. You get your tail to work on time.
I don't care now. I'm gonna do what I want to do.
They don't pay me enough to for me to participate in this meeting. Like, but that's him. And so he was like, I don't want that to, you know, to hinder you at work and stuff. I don't want that to be an issue for you. And I'm like, because I cut my hair in the back?
I think that's more of an old way of thinking, to be honest with you.
He is old fat. I mean, he does have, his middle name is Earl. He named after his granddaddy. He an old man when it comes down to it.
So I want, me personally for myself, want to embrace more of being more of me, letting my personality show up more. Because if you didn't grow up with me, or you don't talk to me on a personal level, you'll never know that I'm one of those chit chat people that'll never stop talking. But in certain circles, I'm not that way. I have to be.
Oh, no. When I met you, I said, "Oh, she's serious."
Right, and that's usually the first impression. Now, I am about my work and being professional, but at the same time, I want to bring my personality with that.
You professional?
I'm very.
Because you call me in the middle of the day.
Don't tell nobody that.
She called me in the middle. I ain't gonna say what she said, but she will call me in the middle of the day. Amelia, loving who you truly are. Like I said, the movie was all about figuring out who you are and just embracing yourself and, you know, loving you. What's your journey?
My journey is that I am a very nurturing person, and I used to put everybody before me all the time. Did not matter what the situation was.
Even like that.
Yes, I am, and I'm so trying to break it, but
it's hard.
It is very hard. I'm conditioned to that now, and as an adult, I feel like, why?
Yeah.
I find myself doing things I know I shouldn't be doing as far as being nurturing. You can't over nurturing, and you're doing more harm
to yourself and to them, because now you're crippling them.
Yep.
I know. Like,
I felt that.
Yeah, I'm so serious.
I felt that.
So that's like one of my main goals, is to put myself first a little more, and it's really hard. But one of the things I did this year was I finally finished reading this book called Women Who Run with the Wolves by Clarissa Pinkola. And I already had it on my bookshelf since like 2011.
You writing that down?
And I kept putting it off, but this year I finished it. So when I got done with it, I took a sheet of paper, a loose leaf sheet of paper, and I wrote down names of everybody who I considered a friend, all the people I have professional relationships with, all the extra stuff I was doing in the community and stuff. And I put what those people were bringing to my table. I knew what I was bringing to theirs.
Exactly.
But I wanted to know what you were bringing to my table. And there were like 2 or 3 people on there that I didn't even know how they got to the table. So I had to reevaluate all of my relationships. And I'm still in the process of doing that. And I don't want time or how long I've known you or anything to play any factor in that. If you're not treating me the way that I treat you, and our needs are different. I know that you don't need the same thing I need. I don't need the same thing you need. But if you're not treating me the way that I treat you on an all around spectrum, then I want to part ways. Because I'm very sensitive. I have a very hard exterior, but I'm very sensitive. And if you're not going to be the kind of friend or the kind of whatever, partner, whatever, I want to cut ties. And I want to be so confident in myself that I don't let any history or anything keep me there. And so I do a lot of meditation and a lot of spiritual practices and stuff now, where I just try to ask for something and trust that it's going to be given to me. But I know that I got to put in the work regardless. So.
Well,
what about you, ma'am?
Girl, I know. I've been asking all the questions. Like, my thing with just loving who I am is really just trying to understand me. Like I said earlier, I pray for peace. Oh, my last podcast, I said that. Like, I've always prayed for peace. I feel like I am not troubled waters, but I feel like I'm just a little unsettled and stuff. And so what I try to do is just be aware. I feel like the first step with anything is just being aware of what you're doing and what's going on around you. So I look at myself and I try to see, like, I really want to, like, hold on to my relationships and build my relationship with the people that I care about most. And so, because with me, I'll just go with it. And I don't know if it has to do with me being, I call myself an only child. My brother is 8 years younger than me, and then I have siblings from my dad, but we didn't grow up together. So I still consider myself an only child. I'm always in my head, and I will just kind of just go within myself. I'm still present, but I'll just kind of go within myself or whatever. But I'm trying not to be like that. And so I'm really just, like, once again, just really just trying to be aware of what I'm doing so that I can fix something that's not good, that will hinder a relationship. Like, my friendships are everything to me because I was by myself for so long. I didn't grow up with my cousins, and well, you know, they lived in other states. It was just me and my mom in Shreveport. My brother came 8 years later, and he was still much younger than me. So my friendships are everything to me. So I'm all about trying to, you know, strengthen my relationships and stuff like that. But at the same time, and it's nothing bad for my friends that are listening. It's nothing bad.
Right.
But it's like, but if you know, if you're not calling me, I'm not calling you either. You know, not to say that you don't sometimes care. Not to say I don't care. Sometimes that has happened where, like, neither one of us call each other or whatever. But it's like, if you don't call me, I'm not gonna call you. I'm not gonna sweat about it. But at the same time, like, I'm not gonna let things go or we don't talk and everything. Like, I'm always trying. I want to be a good wife, and I constantly pray about being a good wife. But at the same time, I'm also asking, Lord, what's the best way to be a good wife in my marriage? We all got our own, you know, like, idea about being what a good wife. Daughter,
sounds like you're praying for wisdom.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Because I'm always like, Lord, I just want to be a good wife, but help me be a good wife for myself and for my husband. You know, so just being aware, praying for peace, praying for me to be able to receive whatever the Lord has given to me. Because we can be hard-headed.
Yes.
We can ask all day for all the help and be like, I don't want it. So I'm like, even on the days where I just don't want to hear what you got to say to me, knocking in my head. Even at work, I want to be the best employee. Lord, whatever's going on in this situation, just like, can you show me what I need to learn from this? I can be a good employee, good colleague. I'm not going to be working for people forever. I feel like I'm going to have my own shit one day. I want to be a good boss. So every time something happens, I'm going to be like, Lord, I don't want to be like that in my business. Or I want to be like this. So self-aware, knowledge and wisdom. That's where I am with trying to love who I truly am.
He's gonna answer.
Girl, did we just get deep?
We got deep,
this
baby.
Is happy hour. Look, I'm the only one, y'all, that's like still drinking, and I'm about to refill. Amelia brought a bottle. I provided food. I'm just letting y'all know that. Amelia brought a bottle. I'm gonna tap into that before she leaves my house today. But okay, how can we reach you if my listeners are just, you know, it's gotta keep up with Eva? Where can they find you?
I'm on Facebook.
Talking to my.
I'm on Facebook. Eva Diva.fit24.
Okay. And Amelia, where can they find you and all your community engagement?
Current Phenomenon has a page on Facebook. It's Current Phenomenon Incorporated. My name is Amelia Campbell, but I'm deactivated from Facebook right now. I come in and out a lot. On Instagram, I'm Conversation Piece. But I do have a little library in West Monroe. It's at 1011 Benny Bree Street in West Monroe. It's a free little library. It is predominantly black books in there, because
Arthurs?
Black history.
Okay.
But it's for children and adults. You can go in there at any time and get the books out. They're yours to keep. And
wait a minute, it's a library.
It's a newspaper dispenser, and I turned it into a little free library. But it's at 1011 Benny Bree Street in West Monroe, and you can go there at any time and get books out.
Okay. I'm gonna check that
Yeah,
out.
please
That's
do.
awesome.
Thank you.
How long have you had that? Why don't I have it?
I've had it since April, and I'm about to have a second one out, but I can't reveal the location yet. But I'm hoping that January, the second one will be hitting the streets.
Why don't I know about this?
I
This
told
is huge.
you. Thank you. There's my little tag number down here.
FreelittleLibrary.org.
And then if you open it up,
I've seen this before.
it's in Couch Point. Down the street from where Lonzo Mama used to stay.
Yeah.
And the little kids have a little bench.
Now, is it one of those places where you can drop off a book and take a book? Or you just,
You can drop it off or take it, yep.
And it's Black history.
My little library is Black history. They have a couple in West Monroe, like 5. There's 2 at Corolli Park, one by Harvest Food, and one on Trent Street.
So different people can sponsor.
White people have done those. My goal is to put them in all the hoods that I can.
I
So
put
this
them
was
things
the
in all
first
neighborhoods
one.
because Black history is everybody's history.
It
but they don't
is.
wanna know,
It is,
we need to
but
know.
we're not going to take our children to the library. We're not going to do things of that nature. So they're already up on these. When I first learned about it, I was like, oh, I gotta get one of these. So I did, and I paid the little $50 to have it registered so nobody would turn me in. And since I put it out, I've had several people donate books and stuff. So
that is awesome.
yeah. So
I was talking to somebody about educating our kids, meaning our Black children. One of the guys that works for the airline was saying that he'll give like his kids' teachers a hard time. I'm like, well, they got a boss.
They do.
They got a boss. They have a curriculum. They have to teach what they have to teach. Now you go home and you teach teach your kids Malcolm X.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like they got to do a job, so don't be up there. He was like, I just do it. Like, don't be like that.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Just like
that starts
they
at the house.
They got a job.
So,
they got to do.
Yeah.
They have curriculums. They have boards and principals and all that stuff. Like it's a higher power.
Mm-hmm.
But at some point, you got to go home and educate your own child.
You do.
Anyway, that's a whole other.
I actually did Books on Wheels for 2 years, Black History Month for 2 years, 2016 and 17, where I would take the books to wherever for free, my gas, everything. Whoever would hit me up on Facebook and say they wanted them, I would put a list up at the beginning of February and do that for the whole month. And then I found out about the little library, so now I take them there, and you have to go get them from there. And then I wear a little "Reading is Sexy" pin.
Girl, you're not out here educating kids and being a community influencer with a Reading is Sexy button on.
I wear a "Reading is Sexy" button, and every time I go somewhere and somebody asks me, they be wanting to know why I got the button on. So it for me.
So in those situations, it's okay to tolerate that. Girl, get out of here! You are killing me. Do you have a page for that?
I don't. I just have. You can just find my pages, and I promote it at least once every 2 weeks or something.
So on Instagram, your conversation piece.
Conversation.
And you can find
piece.
Free little library information on that, and then you also. What's your title with Current Phenomenon?
The administrative director.
Okay. So this is the end, ladies. We've concluded a Daydreamers podcast. I'm really excited y'all join me. So this is y'all's first time recording it,
yes,
right?
First time.
So how's the experience? What did you think? Give me feedback. How was it?
Nerve-wracking.
I can tell you got a little nervous. You do a little. I'm gonna tell you whenever we stop recording, you do something. Now that's how I know you're nervous.
With my lips.
Yeah, you're doing it now. How was it for you, Amelia?
I really enjoyed it, and I know that I've told you this before, but I want to say it on camera or whatever, or not on camera or whatever, on the mic so that people can hear this. When Erin first told me that she had a podcast, and she texted me and asked me to listen to I
think it might have been the mom one.
It was the mom one. And I listened to it, and I told her I'll text you that long text about my feelings and everything like that. But you have such the perfect personality for this.
Yes.
Thank you.
I'm like, seriously, the perfect personality, the confidence, the outgoing nature, and everything. I think that this is your knack, personally. So I hope that this continues to grow for you and all these different things. And I'm glad you had me as a guest, but I think that this is your lane right here.
Thank you.
So I enjoyed it.
I'm happy y'all came, seriously. And when I was putting this together, I'm always trying to do better. This is something I really love. So I made a goal for myself, but I try to put so much into it. It's so much goes into it, and I have so many thoughts going through my head. I just want everything to be perfect and everything. But as I was crafting this, this episode weeks ago. We're just now recording it, you know. And it had nothing to do with schedules. It was because I needed it to be a certain way. And then as I got to thinking about it, I'm just I need some girls on this. First of all, I need a happy hour shit. I need a proper, even though I'm the only one over here drinking, and my drinks are kicking in. That's why I'm talking so fast and I'm slurring. But I was thinking I need some girls who would be great for this, and y'all just kind of came to me, and I was like, oh, this would be awesome.
So right when I decided not to drink.
I know.
Yeah, I hadn't been drinking. Aaron is a bad influence.
No, she only had one glass.
No, if
I was a bad influence, we'd all be in here. Larry bought tequila for tonight. He was like, I bought y'all some tequila. I was like, yes, boy, you already know. Yes, you love me.
You stupid.
Well, we're trying
and y'all over here not even shooting.
We're trying
I got
to have our first child, so I said I was going to lay off until.
But that's how you get it, girl.
Oh my gosh.
Me and Larry actually try when I'm no longer on birth control. I'm still drinking. That's how it's gonna happen.
Yeah, that liquor, baby. That's something. Yeah.
I'll test it out for a little while.
Shoot, my cousin, it's so funny. Years ago, I was in Atlanta for something, and we went to a bar, and I was like, girl, come on. So I had her in there drinking with me, and I had 3-4 Grand Marniers and orange juice. Girl, it was good. Couple weeks later, she finds out she's pregnant. I mean, the baby got a little speech impediment, but he's pretty much fine.
This girl.
I mean, he's pretty much fine. He's got a little speech impediment. He's fine. They got counselors and doctors for that. All right, people. So this concludes a Daydreamers podcast. Y'all, thanks so much for tuning in, hanging out with me, and hanging out with my girls, Eva and Amelia.
Yes.
You can send me comments on all media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. You can find me at LoveAaronAD. Or you can email, and you can find the podcast, A Daydreamers Podcast, on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Or you can email me at adaydreamerspodcast@gmail.com. If you are listening on iTunes, please rate me. Once again, hello, I'm fabulous, and I need iTunes to know how fabulous I am. And they will only know if you rate me, okay? You can download and stream the podcast on iTunes, SoundCloud, TuneIn, Spotify, and Stitcher. Or you can subscribe to the podcast YouTube channel in case you want to get all these visuals, okay? But thanks for tuning in to A Daydreamers Podcast. I really appreciate it. I love you guys, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.